to the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best, 'cause it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. There's lights that burn so brightly, in the northeast sky they shine. From the place that Geordies worship, where legends wear number 9. You can travel right round the world, even meet the Pope in Rome. But nothing beats the feeling of when you come back here to home. No matter how life changes, we'll never be far apart. The northeast always home, and it's always in your heart. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV. Yes, it's a Matchday morning show, and today I'm joined by Pete. How are you, Pete?
Very well, thanks, Tony. Looking forward to the game today.
Yeah, can't wait. Want to just smash those Manc twats.
Yes.
Because we all hate Man United. Well, some of us. Anyway, before I get into the show, if you like what you see, then please smash the like. It really does help the channel up the search results, so smash those likes. Also, if you're brand new at the channel, then please hit the subscribe. Free to do so, helps the channel grow. And the bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows indeed. So I've just got a couple of comments in there. Good morning all, says, good morning Tony, says Neil. Good morning to you, Neil. Hope you're well.
You well?
Mason says, morning lads. A day yesterday seen me hometown team get to Wembley and Swansea scoring a 99th minute winner against Cardiff. Hopefully today gets better. Do you know what comes in threes, Mason? So do you know what? Today is going to be the day, mate. Honestly.
Hopefully, yes.
Yes,
well done to Gateshead getting to Wembley.
Yeah, absolutely. And tell you what, I wouldn't mind getting the ticket to go down and give them a bit of support, you know. I mean, I reckon there'll be a few Toon fans will probably do that. It's the after hour game, so probably they will do. It depends. But yeah, 21st of May, FA Trophy, Gateshead versus Halifax Town. Come on, Mike Williamson, bring it on for Gateshead. Bring them a trophy back. He's done a good job there, Big Mike. But you know, he weren't bad for us either, Mike Williamson. So
no, he wasn't.
And RJ Magpie, good morning to you. So he says, morning fellas. Let's have these Manc bastards, all them big time. Do you know what? We absolutely do, mate. And yeah, let's hope we go out there and absolutely smash them. Somebody's due a hammering. Hopefully that's Manchester United that gets it then. You know, it would be lovely if we had another 5-0 and Shea done an Albert with a lovely chip over to here in the 90th minute, you know, to seal the icing on the cake. But I'll be happy taking a 2-1 win. As long as we get the 3 points. It's a massive game. It's a 6. It sounds weird saying it's a 6-pointer, but it's a 6-pointer at the other end of the table rather than at the wrong end of the table. So, and it's great to have these games now. But, you know, let's just take it. Let's take the game to Man United and let's show them that, you know, we mean business. Because at the end of the day, we hate Man United. Yes, we hate the Mackhams, and Man United are just short of how much we hate the Mackhams to how much we hate Man United. So they're nearly level on par between the two teams. But yeah, let's take it to them. I mean, Pete, how do you see the game going today?
It's going to be a very interesting one. We've just got to do our business on the pitch, get right into them, because we get right into them, they're not going to have it easy. They're certainly not. We need to make sure we rattle them completely today. We can't do it. We're at home as well. The crowd's going to get right behind the side as well. And let's do this, because I want revenge on these.
Yeah, especially after that Carabao Cup final. I mean, as Eddie said in his press conference, you know, conceding those 2 goals in such a short space of time sort of like helped Man United in a way because they had something to hold on to.
Yep.
Even though we were the better side. If we hadn't give that free kick away, then maybe, who knows, things could have been different. if Isak had started maybe instead of Wilson, maybe things could have been different. It's all ifs and buts. But, we moved on from that. Yes, it hurt at the time, losing the Carabao Cup, something that we probably should have won. But you know what? Let's try and get back there next year and go and win the thing. Win the FA Cup or whatever it is. But let's try and go back to Wembley and win some sort of trophy. That would be absolutely fantastic. But yeah, let's take it to Man United and let's give them a good bloody pasting because, we haven't had a bad record in recent years against Man United. 2018, we beat them 1-0. Matt Ritchie, when Dubravka had his debut and produced a marvellous display. 2019, we all remember Matty Longstaff with that cracking effort. So, all in all, we've not got a bad record. Last year, in my opinion, I felt we were robbed by Man United because they took 2 points off us because they took a point when Cavani scored, which I thought was against the run of play, and I didn't think they deserved it. After that St. Maximum cracker in the first half on 7 minutes, if he had a score just after the half time, then yes, it would have been a different game and we probably would have gone on and won that game quite comfortably.
Yep.
But for them to get a scrappy equaliser, they robbed us that day. So let's get revenge this season. And Ten Hag is the one. He really does. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get the referees' minds again. The man just needs to shut up. He's nowhere near the ilk of what Alex Ferguson could do. Stop trying to be Alex Ferguson, Ten Hag, and just keep your mouth shut. Simple as. Let's just go out there and win this game. They've not got Casemiro. That's a big loss. He's still saying he's not sure if Rashford's fully fit or not to start. Well, if he does start, I'm sure we can keep him quiet. But, we'll find out at 4:30. Well, we'll find out at 3:30 when the team sheets come out, if Rashford's on that team sheet or not. So I'll just quickly go into comments. Gary says, good morning, Tony and Peter. Remember Newcastle 5, Man U 0. That game was also on a Sunday, lads.
Yes, it was.
And it was a 4 o'clock kickoff at that time as well. Morning, chaps and chats, says Sefton. Good morning, Sefton. Hope you're well, mate.
Good, hope you're well, Sefton, as well.
RJ Magpie. Casemiro is the big loss for them. We need to take advantage. We do, absolutely.
Yeah, we do.
He runs their midfield.
He does. Because I believe that 1-2 that's going to start the day is probably going to be McTominay and Fred.
Yeah, because Sabitzer might be out injured as well. So
possibly could be as well, yeah. But I'm hearing news Rashford has travelled, which I knew was going to happen.
Yeah, he may be a bench player, though. That might be the thing.
Well, it could be, but...
Sefton says, cost me fish and chips supper last night to cheer up Mrs. Sefton. Yeah, after the 4-1 loss to Man City.
Liverpool are just horrendous at the moment. Man City, without Haaland, just showed them how it's done, even though they went 1-0 down.
Yeah.
But Man City just absolutely obliterated them after that.
This is why today we need to make sure we win this, because if we win this, we take advantage.
Yep.
Because Liverpool's got another hard game next weekend, and if Liverpool lose next weekend as well, and we've got West Ham away midweek, and we win that game, and we beat Brentford next Saturday, we could be well ahead of Liverpool by the time.
Could well be.
So,
absolutely, could well be.
So you've just got to go with that theory that if we can win today, that's huge for us, because that doesn't only put us above Tottenham, but that puts us above Man United and pushes Tottenham into fifth. And then Tottenham's got Everton tomorrow night, which won't be easy at Goodison Park at that Gladys Street end.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But yeah, and if John's watching, I don't know what colour shirt you wearing today, John, but I hope it's your black and white one you've got on. But I still say he shouldn't tag his mates and no on any tweets before a game like this against Man United. But we know it's John Sinclair at the end of the TA. Everybody gets Sinclaired.
Tell you what is quite funny. Chelsea now sitting in 11th place in the table.
Oh, do you know what? That is absolutely brilliant. Aston Villa overtake them. I mean, it's just I tell you what, though, I know they keep saying, "Oh well, Potter's the future and everything." Well, maybe they're trying to get, maybe in the summer it'll be a clear out for them to get rid of some of the players that are probably, there's probably some players are just not pulling their weight in that side, and that is probably why it's happening. But when they've gone out and spent 105 million on Enzo Fernandez, who hasn't done a lot, to be fair.
Mudrick kind of.
Mudrick just.
Sorry, he kind of. I seen his chance. He just handed it straight to the goalkeeper. I'm like, eh.
Thing is, Pete, I was raving on thinking, oh, I would love to sign this lad at Newcastle, but I look at it now and I think, do you know what? I'm so pleased we haven't got him because he doesn't look that great. And when I watched him last week against England at Wembley for Ukraine, he didn't look great at all. I know Ukraine's not the greatest side, but if he's supposed to be a star man like Zinchenko is, then Jesus, let's see something from you. I didn't see anything from Mudryk last week to think, do you know what? He's not worth 100 million quid. Yeah, I think Chelsea have been robbed again, but that's up to them.
Sorry, but if you haven't tamed shots like that and handed it straight to the keeper, what does that tell you as well?
Yeah. I mean, if that was a chance for Isak, that's probably going in the net, or at least.
All the thing I will say is, I'm not sure about Chelsea's disallowed goal. I'm still a bit unsure on that one, whether it's the right decision.
Oh, I didn't see that, Pete. What happened there?
Apparently, Chilwell got the header. No, the referee apparently disallowed it for a push. It's a hard one, but he's trying to go and head the ball.
Yeah.
And the referee, Andy Madley, it was of all people, said no.
Oh.
So I'm not so sure on that one. But credit to Villa. Took their chances. I don't know what Cucurella's doing for that first goal. What a mistake he makes there. And the strike from McGinn was just a wow.
Yeah. I mean, Liverpool host Arsenal next Sunday. So,
yep.
You know, and I'll bring up the table anyway on the screen. I'll just get it up and then. Right. Bear with me. Oh. And I'll bring the table up. There, share screen. There we go. So, there we are. There's the table now. So, obviously Arsenal's there, but we're on 47.
Yep.
If by any chance we win these next 3 games, and I just say if we win these next 3 games, okay, that puts us on 56 points. Mm-hmm. That puts us 14 points ahead of Liverpool by the time they go to Arsenal next Sunday. And they lose to Arsenal. There's no way Liverpool's clawing that grab back.
No.
Not a chance, because by then they'll have played 28 games. And remember, we've got the game in hand over Liverpool as well.
Yep.
Which will be obviously the West Ham game. And we've got the Brighton game to come. I mean, Brighton and Brentford had a great game yesterday. That 3-3 draw was terrific. You know, Brighton are closing the gap, so are Brentford. Mm-hmm. I mean, are you shocked to see Brentford that high up, Pete?
No, I'm not actually. I think they've done very well. I think Thomas Frank is a very good manager. He's done a cracker job for them. I think Brentford have got a chance, either definitely a top 10 finish, possibly a European spot as well, which I think would be great in the second season. No, I'm not shocked Brentford are where they are. I think they've thoroughly deserved for where they are for there to be.
Yeah.
Again, I think Thomas Frank's done amazing with them.
Yeah, he has. I mean, Villa are creeping up there as well, aren't they? Quietly. I mean, you know, Emery's done all right for them, but we play them in a couple of weekends' time away at 12:30 kickoff.
Yep.
On the 15th, so that'll be a tough game. But yeah, there's Chelsea, 11th place on 38 points. You would like to say Chelsea are safe from relegation, but only just. only
Yep.
because the bottom 12 down over are just so bloody poor. I mean, yesterday you
Yeah.
had Wolves and Forest drew. Bournemouth got a win.
Yep.
Um, I mean, Leeds United just look shocking, don't they?
Could see too many goals. Leicester in free fall as well.
Yeah.
After conceded Roy's first game back in the Premier League, and he gets a winner for Palace. This team gets a winner right at the end.
I mean, you look at Everton. Let's talk about Everton. I mean, Everton are they're in deep shit. Let's say that that's what they're in, deep mire. They're in it now. Um, they're gonna get hammered. I can see it. And if they got away with the points deduction, I think there'd be an absolute outrage. So I think there will be a points deduction for them. How many? We do not know what the punishment will be. They've obviously done so wrong, and let's hope whatever they get, they could get a points deduction that basically relegates them. If they lose 10 points, they're on 26 now. They'll be bottom on 16 points.
Yep.
They're going to be running out of games. They get that 10-point deduction, they're gone, in my opinion. They will be gone.
Yep.
And then it'll only be up to Southampton will love it if, if Everton get a 10-point deduction because they'll be second bottom then. But there's not a lot of gap there. I mean, one win for Southampton puts them level with Everton.
Yep.
And on goal difference, but they've got to rest their goal difference is probably worth another point less. So you've got to look at it and say, for Southampton to get out of that, they need 4 points to get out of that relegation zone, and then hope the teams above aren't winning. I mean, Bournemouth just seem to be pulling out these results, don't they?
Yeah, seem to be on.
Yeah, they were held 1-1 for a while, and then all of a sudden they just got that second goal and won the game. It's strange, isn't it? How, I mean, when Liverpool went down to Bournemouth and they lost 1-0 at Bournemouth, so Bournemouth were losing to Fulham and they turned it around 1-2-1.
Yep.
But for me, the game of the day yesterday has got to be the Brighton and Brentford. That was just action-packed, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
But do you think with Brentford, do you think if Ivan Toney was suspended, do you think that would make a huge difference to their team? Do you think they would just all of a sudden drop, or do you think they'd have enough to stay up that end?
I think they probably should. We don't know when he's going to be. It could be the end of the season. Come this rate.
Yeah.
So if that does happen, I think Brentford will look in the market for a striker because they've got some other good players around their side as well.
There is one team paying particular attention to Everton's charge of breaching the fair play rule, the financial fair play, and that is Burnley, because you can understand why Burnley are so pissed off with this situation, because they're looking at this and saying, right, hang on a minute. Well, last season, Everton were pulled up for this, but nothing happened. But they got relegated. And they're going to... And yes, Burnley look like they're going to march back to the Premier League in...
Yeah, they will.
Probably next couple of weeks, I think they'll be promoted because they're well ahead on in the Championship. But the thing is, what they won't like, the fact is, if Everton do get a points deduction now, and they do go down, Burnley have said they will probably take action against the Premier League and sue them and ask them why they couldn't have done this last season. And they've got every right to as well. Do you feel that they've got a grievance there, Pete?
Absolutely,
Burnley?
yes, they do, because they would have felt gutted by that. Yes, finishing in the bottom three that they did, but not taking anything action against Everton for breaching FFP, which clearly they were as well. So, and nothing was done about that because, again, the Premier League is corrupt as anything.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
It wouldn't surprise me, but yeah, Burnley have got a... Yes, would surprise me if Burnley would, and I hope they do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we'll just have a quick look at the championship table where Burnley are. I mean, look at that, 84 points on, after 38
Yeah,
games, we've lost 2 all season.
yeah, absolutely.
Company's done a hell of a job there, hasn't he?
Oh, he has, hasn't he? Yeah, they're definitely getting promoted. 11 points ahead
Yeah.
with the game in, definitely. Yeah, Burnley's definitely going to be that first team promoted, and they'll win the title as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, without a doubt, yeah. I mean, I think 2 more wins probably guarantees them. 2 more wins gets them to 90 points. That's going to be like, that's probably going to be over the Easter weekend. So probably Good Friday and Monday. If they win both games, they're probably promoted by Easter Monday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but Middlesbrough got thumped yesterday. Luton Town have won again. They're only 6 points off getting into the Premier League. So
Town,
you
yeah.
know, you might have a trip to Kenilworth Road where you walk up the stairs and you see people's washing on the lanes.
Yes.
Because that's a ground, isn't it? You walk up and you can
Yes, it
see
is.
people's back gardens. So
Yes, absolutely. You can't you?
yeah. But no, I just thought I'd put the Premier League table up and we'd just have a laugh at the look at the Championship. But yeah, I mean, would you like to see Middlesbrough back in the Premier League next season?
It's a tough one. I mean, we haven't played them in a while, have we? Back in the Championship under Chris Hughton. Again, it's a bit of a derby, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Team tees.
But not as big as the Sunderland one. Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, because I would like to see a bit of a derby game because we haven't had one for ages.
We haven't. I always used to keep thinking in the cups, like, especially now, come and not get Sunderland.
Oh.
Because I think we would smash them. I would love to see what Bruno does if he scores against the Mackhams.
Oh, yes.
Because he already knows about the Mackhams, doesn't he? So even Kieran
does.
Trippier as well. So I'm sure he would have something in his lock if he scored a free kick. Gary says, we win today, go 8 points clear of Liverpool, lads. Yeah, absolutely, Gary. Exactly. Are we the lads? Shefton says, right, I've got to go shopping. Yeah, go and get your shopping done, mate, because you don't want to be missing the game. Yeah, poor soul. His wife will be dragging him out. He's probably going out to get some bottles or tinnies for this afternoon.
Mm.
Are you getting your beer for this afternoon, Shefton? Is that what you're going for? Alan says, morning. Morning, Alan. He says, match day yet again. Results fall in our favour. Don't think these other teams really want top 4. Got to take the opportunity that keeps presenting itself. Do you know what, Alan? Yep. You're absolutely spot on, mate. You are.
Absolutely.
And as I said before, if we win today, win on Wednesday, win on Saturday, by the time Liverpool play, we're 14 points ahead of Liverpool. So, and the thing is, we are smashing this big 6 apart. And I said this would happen. The cartel will get smashed apart, and we are starting to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And as I also said the other day, if people think, they see all this crap in the media, that it's going to be reopened to reinvestigate our takeover, that's a load of crap, as I said the other day. And the thing is, there's no way they would dare look into it again, because Richard Masters knows that not only him, but also the cartel of the Big 6, they would have men turned up in uniform knocking at their door ready to put the handcuffs on. So they wouldn't dare. They wouldn't dare.
There you are.
Yamin Ahmed says 2-2 draw. No, you're going for a draw. Gary says there's nothing done when Everton fans invade the pitch last season when the game was not even finished.
Oh.
Do you know what it is? It's just ridiculous. And then yet Vieira gets hold in front of the FA because an Everton fan goes right up to Vieira's face and puts the middle finger in his face like that. And because Vieira kicks him, he's getting into trouble for it. Well, I'm sorry, at the end of the day, the fan wants to be lucky he's only getting a kick off Vieira, because if I was Vieira, I would have probably knocked him out and put him on the deck. But yeah, what does he expect? Is Vieira supposed to stand there and just take that somebody can come right up into his face and stick the middle finger up? No. And then not only that, why didn't Everton get done for the incident with Harry Potter on the goalpost, against us? Just Stop Oil, Harry Potter run on saying Just Stop Oil and then tying himself to the goalpost. And then the man comes and says, oh, there's a knife. And the steward says, oh, that won't cut it, and gives him it back. You know, it's just a comedy of errors. And yet the Premier League have just gone, let it go, boom, completely over their head. For pitch invasions, things like that, there should have been automatically deducted points. I think they got away with too much last season.
Yeah,
and I hope
did.
last season that they got away with is catching up with them this season. And I hope the Scouse Mackhams drop. And I hope they go to the Championship and have a lovely new stadium in the Championship.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure, and you know, and they'll have to sell our assets. Well, hang on, what assets? What assets can they actually sell? Let's think. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, yeah, he'll be off to Milan, but the catwalk, that's the only part he'll be playing in Milan on the catwalk. Yeah, they could get rid of T-Rex and Onana, because I think Onana's a good player. But other than that, there's nothing else there that I look at and think, no, I wouldn't. So, yeah, at the end of the day, hopefully Everton will get the punishment they deserve and they drop down that league.
Absolutely.
Bias says, to be fair, Everton's trophy cabinet only has one trophy in it, Pitch Ovation of the Year 2022. Yeah. Unless they did go down and they came back up and they got through and they won the championship title. But, yeah. Because I think, do you think, Pete, if they didn't get a points deduction, do you think they would stay up because of the Sean Dyche factor?
Probably yes, because he's known to keep teams up, hasn't he? That's the thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, mainly Burnley, innit?
Yep.
Alan says Everton's had a £430 million loss over 4 years, I think. That's a hell of a lot of money.
Oh, wow.
And there was 170 million wrote off because of COVID. So, But the problem with Everton is they bought a lot of shit. A lot of players that were just not very good at all.
No.
And look at the mess they're in.
Yep.
And I think even if they went down, they might not come straight back up. Look at Villa, they didn't come straight back.
No.
So they might be down there a few years, Everton in the Championship.
Yep, exactly.
But I'm sure we can all just stand there and go, bye, enjoy. Enjoy trips to Rotherham.
Yep.
Enjoy your derby with the Mackhams. Scouse Mackhams versus the Northeast Mackhams. But, yeah. I mean, there's talk that, obviously, we've confirmed that we're going to play Rangers in a pre-season friendly, Ibrox.
Yes.
And there's talk of going to America and playing in the Premier League trophy. And the other teams rumoured to be in that Premier League trophy will be Chelsea, Leeds, and Brighton. Well, could Leeds be in that if they get relegated this season? I can't see how they would be. But that's a rumour going around at the moment, and that's the little round-robin tournament. Last time we played in that was in Asia, and we got beat, didn't we, off, I think, Wolves, didn't we? And that was Steve Bruce's first game. Mason says, I seen Everton could fold. Wouldn't surprise me. Well, the problem is, I tell you what, I put a lot of that down to Everton's financial problems is Usmanov. He'd done it at Arsenal, and when he left Arsenal, their finances got better. So maybe he's a jinx. Alan says it's 5 years, I've just checked. That's over 5 years, 430 million loss.
It's a lot.
I mean, they say you can have 105 million loss over a year. Everton are having far more than that, though. I mean, we've just put ours out. We've just had a £77 million loss, Peter. But thing is, though, we need more sponsorship in the summer, and that is the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Why do you think our former owner didn't bother getting big sponsorship deals in through the door?
Should have done.
You know. Tune review, Paul. Good morning, Paul. Hope you're well, mate. He says, how are you, the lads? Let's hammer these mank toss pots. You know what, Paul? Absolutely, mate. I mean, I'm saying 2-1, but you know what? If we got that and won that 5-0, I would be absolutely ecstatic.
Oh, so it has. Well, definitely.
The tune would be buzzing tonight, wouldn't it, if we won 5-0?
Absolutely.
But yeah, let's hope we do, and just smash them, because I really hate Manchester United. I can't stand them.
Oh,
Never have done. But yeah, let's smash them.
absolutely, yes.
What do you think the score will be, Pete?
I've said 2-1 Newcastle as well. We can
2-1
beat
as
these.
well.
We're
Yeah,
at home as well. It gives us the advantage in a way a bit. They're not going to do well without Casemiro in the midfield, because you just know their two CDMs are going to be McTominay and Fred, which doesn't
yeah,
sound great. Even I've seen your preview with Macy, and even she was worried as well that it was McFred and McTominay as the two CDMs as well.
McFred.
McFred.
But yeah, she's worried about it as well. She says, "Oh yeah," but that's the thing, though. You've got, she's being realistic. That's just thinking, "Oh, well,
Yep,
we're not
she
gonna.
is.
It's not. We're not the easy team to play against." I mean, you go back to the Man City game when we drew 3-0. Guardiola, after that match, said, "This is a great point for City." Now, for him to come out and say that's a great point for City shows you how well we actually played against them. And
Absolutely, it does.
so for a man like that to come out and be complimentary like that,
Mm-hmm.
and actually be pleased to have gone away with a point, you know. But if that was Ten Hag, he probably wouldn't have said anything like that. It would probably be something so negative towards us,
Probably would.
But at least Guardiola's quite complimentary, and that's why I've got a lot of respect for Guardiola.
That's why I like Guardiola as well,
yeah,
because
he's
he
very,
remembers
very respectful.
respectfully pretty much under when he was playing under Bobby at the time. So that's
Yeah,
what he remembers us for as well. So
Bobby's skipper.
Yep.
Gary says, I wouldn't be surprised if they get a points deduction and the Premier League says it starts next season. Well, according to the Premier League, Gary, they want it done this season.
Yep.
Mason says, I wonder how many Norwich City scarves will be out today. Oh, the Man United fans.
Oh.
Because they want the Glazers out, don't they? I mean, do you know what? I would absolutely laugh my arse off if the Glazers say, do you know what? Stuff the takeover, we're staying. Well, I would absolutely love that.
I mean, we don't know what the latest with it's going on. Have the bids gone in? I don't know what is going.
I don't. It's gone
quiet,
up in the air, hasn't it?
It's gone quiet, hasn't it?
I mean, according to some media reports, Avram Glazer says he doesn't want to sell the club. So, come on, Glazers, please stay there, and just keep upsetting these Mancs all the time, because we just absolutely love it. But what I love more is that we are actually smashing this cartel. And I did say, once this takeover happens, the cartel will be broken up. And we've already proved that. Chelsea, 11th place. Liverpool, 8th place. Already, that's two of the big six, or the so-called big six, broken up. Next one's Tottenham, Man United, Arsenal, City. They'll all be there eventually. They'll all be broken up by us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Paul says, hopefully that ferret-looking prick gets hammered early doors by Big Joe.
Oh,
Fernandez.
Oh, him. There's only one Bruno in this Premier League, and it's the Bruno we've got. Not that diving little big-headed prick.
I think today, Pete, with today's game, I think we'll make a change. I don't think we'll go unchanged. I think Maxi will miss out today, and I think Big Joe will play in Maxi's place on the left wing.
Yep,
Do you?
I agree. I said that as well in my preview as well. I think Joe's going to go on that left-hand side this time, because he's done very well there. Although it would surprise me if Anderson got the start on the left-hand side, but I can't see it happening. But it would surprise me if he did, in a way. But you need Big Joe back in there as well, definitely.
Yeah,
because he's been one of our star players this season, so that's why he goes straight back in there for me as well. So,
for somebody that, before Eddie Howe came, we wanted out the club, we wanted rid of him because he was useless, couldn't hit a barn door. But now he's one of the best midfielders in the Premier League.
All you've got to do is just tweak his position to say, right, striker's position's not working for you. We'll try you in midfield. And it's worked very well, even though he's been playing out on the left a lot this season as well. But again, it's all down to he's been coached under a new manager, Eddie Howe, not that useless idiot who, you know, who I'm on about.
Dinosaur manager with dinosaur tactics, you mean?
Yes, absolutely. That's it.
Yeah. Mr. Greggs.
Mr. Kebabs.
Yeah, he loves his kebabs, doesn't he? That's why Newcastle only had 3-hour training sessions, because a kebab shop was open and he had to get the kebab shop for his lunch.
Oh, 2.5 days of training it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And why people came out and said we were unfit and why we said we weren't fit.
And then when Eddie Howe took over in November, he said, "Oh, when he done the beep test for the team, he says they're only 60% fit." Well, and that's like in November, and that's like, well, what? Hang on, should be more than 60% fit by November. That's more like, starting the pre-season, but that's the ex-manager for you.
Again, it's down to the previous ownership who absolutely ripped this team apart.
Mm-hmm. Asset stripped the club as well. Williams says, Man United with nearly $1 billion in loans. It's hard to see clubs dealing with such crazy loans.
Oh, wow.
I know all the teams can't be owned by owners like the Toon, but it feels like clubs shouldn't just be bought that way.
$1 billion in loans, that's outrageous, that. For one of the biggest clubs in this country. $1 billion in loans is just outrageous. Well,
Yeah.
again, it's down to the Glazers. Look how much they've riddled that club with so much of debt. 500 million in debt.
They took out a loan to buy the club.
Exactly. Oh.
And then they waste money on players like Uncle Fester for £80 million. Harry Maguire.
Oh.
Looks like Uncle Fester, doesn't he? Alan says, that would be so funny if the Glazer stayed. Our turnover has increased by 40 million since Ashley left. Yeah, absolutely. And William's laughing kebab shops. Well, it's true though, William. He loves these kebab shops, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
People used to put a picture saying, "Oh, there's Bruce in the queue again." Mason says, even Gary Neville said that they take out loans to buy big name players.
Yeah.
So it's surface debt, isn't it? That's what it is. At the end of the day, they're just servicing debt and probably using it from the revenue of the TV money and things like that and shirt sales. But I mean, it's not a way to run a club, is it? Keep getting loans.
Absolutely not. The odd loan, but not too many of them.
I mean, Chelsea took out loans. That's why they bought all these players and then got them on 8-year contracts so they can pay for them over like 6 or 7 years.
Bloody hell, man.
And that's why FFP's been changed again now, so you can only offer a player a maximum 5 years now because of Chelsea. They've spoiled it for everybody else. Todd Bowley again.
Yep.
The same man who wants to have an end of season playoff with the best players from the south and the best players from the north. Well, you can take that shape back to America. Go and do it in the MLS, but we're not doing it over here, mate, so you can forget it right now. That's the problem with these American owners, though, Pete. They just want to come over here and bring the American stuff here, but we're not America at the end of the day. We're Britain. We're the United Kingdom.
That's it.
We're different.
Absolutely.
We don't have all these punch parties and all this,
Very true, we don't.
You get things like that Super Bowl and they have like entertainers coming on at half time and all this, and it's like, why? Do you really need to? It's just stupid.
Yep.
But they like that sort of stuff over there. Well, yeah, but we don't.
Exactly.
We just want to see the football and that's it. I mean, do you want to see at half time, see Rihanna coming out at St James's Park at half time singing for 15, 20 minutes before the teams come back out?
Oh, no.
Exactly. So, so you just want you just want half time to get done, get what you need to do, get your cup of tea or whatever you be at, and then get back into the stadium ready for the second half.
Yeah.
Ian Toon Trader says, "Harry, Tony, and Pete, hope you're well."
You well, Ian?
Very good, Ian. You're in Tenerife, aren't you, mate? So I hope you found a bar where you can go and watch the game. I'm sure there's plenty of them will have it on.
Oh, there will be.
And if there's any Manx over there, make sure you got your Toon top on, Ian, as well. Because I bet there'll be some Manx in Tenerife as well. But I hope you're enjoying the weather out there. I bet it's better than what it is over here. That's for sure.
Mhm.
But yeah. But no, it's going to be it's going to be a great game. Yesterday I was talking about some players that have been linked to the club, Pete. I'm going to ask your opinion on them as well. Ian says, "Yeah, all sorted, lads. Got my usual bar ready. Nice
Mhm.
one, mate. Nice one.
Nice
You got to have your
one,
bar
Ian.
ready. Make
Yep.
sure you get your drinks lined up as well." Yeah, so we looked at a few players yesterday. A few more names that have been linked to the ever-growing list. That is keep getting added onto our. So one of them that came up, which totally, I thought, no chance whatsoever. I'm going to ask you as well, Pete. So Joe Gomez has popped into the equation. Now he's just signed a new deal at Liverpool till 2027. Liverpool rate him very highly and see he's one of their stars of the future. They don't think they would want to sell him. If they did, it wouldn't come cheap. I said I would not take him. I think he's error prone.
Yep. And he has been error prone this season as well. Nah, not for me. Thank you.
Not
Nah.
for you, Pete.
No,
No,
definitely
absolutely
not.
not.
Error prone this season, and he is made of glass at times as well. So, no, definitely not.
Yeah, we definitely don't want we we definitely don't want him. That's for sure. So, and this next one is another new name, and you've probably not heard of this guy. I hadn't heard of him, but I had a little look at his stats. Ismail Decore, who plays for Strasbourg. He's a centre half, 19-year-old centre half. He can play at right back as well, and he's played in both positions this season. So he can be strengthened in both. As I say, he's 19. He's 5'11" at the moment. Obviously, he's still got a couple of years to grow. 2.9 million euros he's rated at. Probably a bit more than that. Probably about 10 million seals a deal, I think. He's played 16 out of 18 games. He's scored 1 goal. He's got 1 assist. And he's been involved with 3 clean sheets this season for Strasbourg, who currently sit 15th in League 1. I mean, he's 19. He's got a long way to go. He's got no outstanding strength, no outstanding weakness. There's a long way to go in the game. But again, it's another one. If you brought him in at 19, you can develop him. He's a one for the future and now because he's actually playing as football now in the first team at Strasbourg. Arsenal and PSG are also credited interest in him as well. For me, I would say, do you know what? Even if it was £5 to £10 million for the fee, I would say probably yes to that because he'd be on a low wage. He'd not be on high wages. You don't have to put him in the 25-man squad either because he's under 21. And you've got a successor there for Cher because Cher's at 31 now, so Cher's not getting any younger.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
You've got a successor to come in for Cher. I mean, what's your thoughts on this guy?
Yeah, definitely. Plus, Lascelles, we need to move him on at the end of the season as well. So, doesn't sound too bad. 19 years old, very young lad. Won't cost a lot of money as well. So, and he can only get better with him being 19 years old.
Yeah.
Why not?
And I'm sure Eddie Howe will get the best out of him as well. And it's another strength for right back. I mean, we've got Ashby, I know that, in Trippier. But again, we've got Ashby. Then you're going to have this guy who would come in if the rumours are true, if he comes in. Then you've got him who can play centre-half and right back. So he's versatile, which is absolutely brilliant, isn't it? So
definitely, yeah.
That's another one. And so I'll give you the next player, Pete. You've probably not heard a lot about him. Neither have I. I know one man who may know something about him. And this guy is called Beto. He's a Portuguese centre forward. Apparently, we are looking at him as a replacement for Chris Wood. Now, his stats on, he's 25-year-old, he's 6'4". He's currently on loan at Udinese with a view to the permanent move there, but Udinese are saying they're open to selling him in the summer after buying him. Now, he's got no outstanding strengths, but his weaknesses is his ball control, ground duels, and his passing. Now, he started 19 out of 27 games. He's been in Team of the Week twice. He's got 9 goals, and he's got 1 assist. Now, that's a goal of 1 in every 3 matches, which not really a bad ratio, to be fair. But his passing per game is only 66% accurate. So not the greatest of passing per game. And he's had 2 yellow cards. So, I mean, I don't know a lot about him, but to me, he doesn't excite me. And if you're looking for decent forward striker coming in, I'm sure there's got to be better than him out there. They want about 40 million for him. To me, I'm not really convinced. Pete, are you?
Nah, not by that. Definitely not. And there's Premier League's a different level to the league he's in currently. Nah.
Yeah.
It's going to be better out there, I would say. Someone like a Marcus Thuram who's going to be free.
Yeah.
I think someone like him would be better than him. And 40 million as well. Nah, no thank you.
Yeah, definitely this guy. I mean, we're supposed to be in contract talks. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out in the summer, I'm sure, after the end of the season.
Yep.
And another player, now this is again according to the media, but apparently we are all out. He is apparently the number 1 target in the summer now, and we're going to go all out to get him. And we could even smash our transfer record again. And it's this man, Moussa
Yes,
Diaby.
absolutely. Let's go in for him. Pay Leverkusen what you need, and let's get this man in because he is brilliant. He is absolutely brilliant. He can score goals as a winger as well. Let's go in for this lad. If he's our number 1 target, pay the money and get this lad in.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing I want to get your opinion on, Pete, is now, if say in the summer, obviously Mark Gillespie will leave as goalkeeper, hopefully we'll tie Karius maybe down to a new deal, and maybe Dubravka goes in the summer as well. Now, I would look at bringing a young goalkeeper in as well, because then you've got that strength in the goalkeeping department. I know goalkeepers can go on for a long time, and but I look at it and think a younger goalkeeper would be there to develop. But this young goalkeeper is actually playing first team football at the moment for his current club. He played for France under 21s last Saturday when I was at the King Power, and he pulled off a tremendous save. And he's not a bad keeper. I couldn't do nothing about the 4 goals against him. And it's this man here. And that's Lucas Chevalier of Lille, Botman's old team. He's 21-year-old, 6'4". They've got a value of 10.3 million euros. His strengths are his long shot saving, and his weaknesses he doesn't have any. 22 out of 22 games he's played this season, and he's been involved in 8 clean sheets, and he's got 1 yellow card all season. And he's passing. His saves per game is 73%, 2.8 per game. He's conceded 23 goals. He's conceded 21 from inside the box and just 2 from outside the box. He's made 61 saves, 37 inside the box and 23 outside the box. And he's parried 7. So, he's been absolutely brilliant. He's had 2 errors that have led to goals, but that's any goalkeeper can have that. But he's had no errors that's led to to a shot, and he's not committed any penalties either. So again, another youngster. I know Rowley's previously said, well, yeah, but he's playing for Lille, he's playing in first team football. Do you think you want to be a bench warmer at Newcastle? But hey, thing is, so it just means if, say, for instance, Pope gets a suspension or whatever, you've got somebody there straight away, boom, straight in the first team.
Yep.
And he could go in there and stake a claim, and he could make it hard for Pope to get back in.
Yep.
So is that a yes or a no for you, Pete?
Yes, I would absolutely.
Yeah. I'll just go into some comments. William says, bad business practices could ruin it in the future. When the Toon win the leagues, we need teams like City, Liverpool, Man U, Chelsea to be there so we can gloat. Absolutely, William. Love it. RJ says, be sweet justice if Burnley replaced Everton in the Premier League. Oh, wouldn't it just? Can you imagine, Pete, Everton go down and Burnley go up?
Yeah. Oh.
William says, injury record alone of Gomez can't be considered. Absolutely. Ian says, two on top one, not seen a single red yet. They're all in hiding, aren't they, Ian? That's why they're frightened. Mason says, Strasbourg playing Monaco this afternoon. That's interesting. Watford will probably sign him there. The family owns Udinese in Watford. Yeah, they do, Mason, yeah.
No.
Well, they can take him because I don't rate him.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, for some reason, I thought it was James Trafford at Bolton on loan from Man City, and he's playing at Wembley against Plymouth this afternoon. Yeah, he's not a bad keeper, James Trafford. Yeah, he pulled off a tremendous save last week against France from a target of ours, Manu Kone. A Raspin shot from outside the box, and he tipped it over the bar. Brilliant save.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not a bad keeper, James Trafford. William Doyle says the relegation battle this year is madness. And we're not part of it.
Nope.
How does it feel, Pete, not being part of a relegation zone
Feels brilliant now, isn't it? Just have the new ownership who's got ideas, want to take the club somewhere now as well. It's just amazing now. After 15 years, nearly 14 to 15 years of hurtness under Mike Ashley, who didn't care, just ran the club to the ground, hiring people who couldn't organise a piss up in a brewery, how to run a football club properly as well, hiring shocking managers as well. Although we've had some decent ones, but majority of the managers we've had under the previous ownership was just a car crash. We'd happen.
Yeah,
definitely a car crash. We'd happen.
Well, we've had the man with Pardew.
Pardew, good times, but good and bad times under Pardew, I would say. We had that fifth finish under him, but then it didn't. But then with his assistant, it was his assistant Carver after that who lost 8 games in a row.
Yeah.
But then we went on to a manager who couldn't take England to a tournament, Steve McLaren.
Yeah.
Rafa did what he had to do, stable the club, but it was under the ownership where he was just saying, come on, work your magic and see what you can do. And the fact is, Rafa wasn't going to continue to do that anymore. And after that, we looked at Cabbage Head, Steve Bruce, and that was just definitely a car crash right now. First 2 seasons, okay, 12th and 13th, but the football was dire to watch. And if he stayed on in his third full season, we would have been in the championship.
Yeah. We all remember Pardew for, yes, he got to 5th and got into Europe. Well done to Pardew. I mean, we all remember that Cisse and Bar partnership we had. That was absolutely fantastic.
And Ben Arfa, yes.
That Cisse goal against Chelsea, especially the second one, which even made Mourinho clap because Mourinho knew it was a great goal. Even though all the Chelsea fans were sticking their fingers up at Cisse when he was celebrating.
Oh, it was Matteo, and I'm thinking it was Matteo in charge of Chelsea that season.
Oh, was it?
It was Roberto Di Matteo.
Oh, was it? I thought it was Mourinho.
After they sacked Villas-Boas that season.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because they won the Champions League under Matteo, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
And then they sacked him because he had a slow start.
Yeah, they did. And then they got Rafa in, which Chelsea fans, it was a bit of a toxic atmosphere when they got Rafa because of Rafa's comments towards Chelsea one time.
Yeah. So we all remember Pardew, and we remember him for this infamous moment, don't we? I mean,
oh, yes. Yeah. Oh,
there you go. I mean, that was just like, that was just stupidity. Yes, it's an ex-Mackham player. He probably knew it was an ex-Mackham player. But you just think, why did he actually go and do that? Why, as a manager, are you going to lower yourself to headbutting another player? And
didn't need to do that.
And that was the former owner's excuse to say, right, you sacked on gross misconduct because he wouldn't have had to pay him off. But he kept him on. And we weren't happy he kept him on, but then we were happy because he went to Palace, and then obviously we got money for him because he got compensation.
Yeah, 4 derby defeats under Pardew as well.
Yeah, too many.
Two 3-0s at St James's Park, 1-0 at home, 2-1 defeat at their place as well.
Yeah, we all remember that 3-0 defeat at home and DeCanio sliding on his knees down the touchline, that prick.
Yes.
Yeah, can't stand that bloke. Mason says, I think my decent manager under Ashley was Houghton and Rafa.
Rafa.
Yeah. Houghton I thought was harshly sacked, in my opinion.
Yep. He did well. Take us up from the championship after winning the title. We're in a mid-table position, which I was happy with. And
because we lost to West Brom. And then Pardew comes in and, yeah. And I remember that game well, the Pardew first game, because I was there, had my season ticket. And we played Liverpool. And, yeah, we won 3-1. But I can remember we were all singing Chris Houghton's Black and White Army.
absolutely, yep. And we saw sell Andy Carroll for 35 million in the January. He was gone. And who did we bring in? Oh, yeah, Chef Gikuchi.
Yeah. Because a mate of mine, whose season ticket, he was near the dugouts, near the home dugout, and he was saying when Pardew stood up, all the fans behind there were shouting, effing sit down, to Pardew. And he didn't like it.
Was that the first game?
Yeah. Because didn't want him there, did we? So because Houghton got sacked, and rightly so, because at the end of the day, it wasn't Pardew's team, it was Chris Houghton's team. And I reckon Pardew didn't like that either, that we were shouting Chris Houghton's Black and White Army. Because he's like, well, he's not in charge no more. But yeah, it's not your team, mate. It's, you know, I just thought Chris Houghton did well. I mean, when you think we came from the championship, we got beat to Man United away. But our next game, our home game against Villa, we walloped them 6-0.
Yep.
Beat the Mackhams 5-1 on Halloween.
Yes, we won at Arsenal.
Yeah. And still deemed not good enough. Too many mistakes from our previous owner. But then, as we say, he asset stripped the club anyway. So, you know, that season when you finished 5th in the Premier League, we should have strengthened in that summer and we could have maintained that challenge. But we didn't.
No, we didn't. We sold Demba Ba
to Chelsea.
And we brung some players in that window, but I think Pardew played them in the wrong positions.
Yeah, some of them brought in just Chancellor Mbemba. He wasn't too bad.
Well, that was under McLaren, that one. Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Who did we have? We had Musa Sissoko, we had Johan Gouffran, we had Yanga Mbiwa, we had Debuchy that season.
Yeah.
As well. We went from 5th to 16th.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Talking about Steve McLaren there, Pete, I mean, this afternoon, he returns to St James's Park with Man U. I mean, he's going to get some reception, isn't he?
Oh.
Do you think you'll dare go on the field to train with the players, or do you think you'll stay in the dressing room?
I mean, I just remember that man just when he was in charge of our clubs, spending £80 million on players, and yet we're still in the bottom 3.
Mm-hmm. And I still say if Rafa had come in 2 weeks earlier, we would have stayed up.
Yep.
But it was 2 weeks too late, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Rafa stabled the club, got out of the championship, 10th place when we got back up, 13th, but he stabled the club, and we were just fearing the worst, what was going to happen, that he was going to leave when his contract ran out.
Yeah. Another one I want to ask you about, Pete, and this is about keeping players at the club. Now, there's talk that this man, Paul Dummett, is going to get a new extended deal. Now, do you think we should be giving him a new deal, Pete?
No.
Personally, I think we should let him go.
Let him go. He's been here a long time now. He's not getting any games for us now because of who we've got in the side now. He's been injury prone a lot as of late as well. Move him on. And he hasn't got pace much now. The lad's barely got pace now.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So it's time he moved on, isn't it? And go to pastures new. Even if you went to the Championship or a bottom half of the Premier League, you'd still do a job for somebody.
Yeah, you would.
But it's whether. But he seems to be happy just to hang around and just, to me, I would be saying I want to go and play first team football elsewhere. I don't want to stay.
Yeah. Just let the contract run out. It frees up the wage bill in the summer as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously in the summer, this guy's definitely going out the club. Ryan Fraser,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
definitely gone.
Yeah, if you've been told you haven't got a future and you're told to train with the under-23s, what does that tell you? Your future's bleak now, completely at this club now. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I would say maybe this guy leaves in the summer as well, Jamal Lascelles.
Time to move on. He's lost his place in the starting 11 now as well. I know he's still captain, but yeah, move on. He's been here too long as well, and he's just made a lot of mistakes a lot as well.
Yeah. And he's still our player technically, but he won't be in the summer. But this guy's out for the season now, Chris Wood.
Yeah. Was it the right time to move him on by the looks of it?
It's looking like that.
Could well do, but he just didn't fit our system the way we played. He prefers a striker alongside him, and he just didn't suit how we played. And if you're missing chances from about 6 yards out against Sheffield Wednesday of all teams as well, what does that tell you as well?
Yes or no to this one, Pete? This is another potential sign, and this is a bit of news that's come out from Lazio, according to the media reports yet again, whether it's true or not. But Lazio are looking for around £35 million this summer for Milinkovic-Savic. Yes or no?
Yes, good defensive CDM play I've heard as well, which is what we really, really need as well. He would be great, but also the likes of Alvarez would be great as well. Corney as well. Any of those three would be great. I mean, 30 to 40 million for how old? 27-year-old? That's a pretty good deal, I would say, for a lad still in his 20s as well. So, good CDM.
I think it's because he's got 12 months left on his deal, so it's not. I would snap their hands off and take it.
Yeah,
definitely. Let's go into some comments. Alan, hi Tony and Pete. It's payback time. 4-0 to the 2. And do you know what, Alan? I really hope so, mate, because we need to smash these Mancs. We really do. It's about time we give them something back. Is Ashby on the bench today? I'm not sure, Alan.
If he's fit, well, but we're not
we'll
sure
see
yet.
what happens. I'd like to see the lad get a run out before the end of the season. Alan says, letting Rafa go and replacing him with Bruce was devastating to me. It summed up Ashley. 100% no ambition. Yeah. Happy to finish 17th every year.
Oh, yeah, I remember that day, the day of the news that Rafa was to leave. I mean, I was just... couldn't believe it. I was just so devastated. And to get someone replacing him with Bruce just shows, well, what our ownership is as well. And I'll still stand by that. Steve Bruce is still the worst manager we have ever had at this football club. Because, yes, you could see 12th and 13th finishes, but we were lucky to finish in those positions as well. The football was dire to watch. You just got to look his percentage record as a Premier League manager, and it's the worst we have ever seen. Not to mention during COVID, when we couldn't get into the grounds at the times, this man just made fun of us every single press conferences. Mm-hmm. He would constantly make fun of the fans completely as well. And he had to, and not mention Steve Bruce getting his son Alex Bruce to protect him when Bruce didn't like the criticism he was getting and all of that as well. And again, who goes 5 at the back against a Conference North team when we were playing York City in pre-season friendly?
Yeah, and we get beat 1-0.
Get beat 1-0 off them. What does that tell you about the manager we have had? Ashley didn't want to sack him. But when the new owners came in and they thought, right, you want 1,000 game, you can have it. But if it goes tits up, that's out the door. And that's exactly what happened. And that So absolutely buzzing when he got the sack. And I'll not hold any good memories under Steve Bruce at all because he was just the worst manager we have ever had. Making fun of the fans, no wonder why fans were absolutely up to there in terms of rageness as
Yeah,
well, because of the way, not just the way he was setting teams up, but the way he absolutely just laughed at us in press conferences, didn't give a shit at all. Not to mention press conference as well. Nasty to the press as well, 9 times out of 10 as well. So that's all I need to say why Bruce was the worst manager of all time. You just got to look at the Premier League percentage record and it tells you for itself.
absolutely, Pete. And I mean, this is the same man that when he left the club said he had a hand in the owners appointing Eddie Howe. I mean, what a load of crap comes out of that man's mouth. It was nothing to do with Bruce.
Buggering off to Portugal before a football game as well, rather than concentrate on the team as well. One time getting subbed off Brighton 3-0. He gave the player 6 days off a training one time as well.
Yeah.
Just that's why in terms of my rants, were up to here in that season under Steve Bruce.
Yeah, I remember watching a lot of your rants, Pete. Nice to think, yeah, come on, then give it, Pete, and but you were honest, and that's the best thing. You've got to be is honest.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to be, and that's why I'm just glad Bruce. I was just buzzing he left because I thought the man was a nasty piece of work. But not just the way he set up the team, but just the way he was in press conferences as well. He was just so arrogant. He just he wouldn't. He would always butt in every time people were trying to take it. He couldn't answer serious questions at all.
Yeah, I mean he banned Craig Hope from coming in because Craig Hope was one of his big critics. So, I don't want a critic here, so he can go. I don't want him here. Disgusting to treat someone like Craig Hope with that, disrespect.
Having a pop at Lee Ryder asking about, did you go on holiday to Portugal? We all know he did.
Yeah.
Just say, did you? It's a yes or a no answer. Simple as that.
Even, Alan's comment there saying just to finish 17th every year. And if you remember, Maxi made a comment a couple of years ago, about 2 or 3 years ago, and he said, or 2 years ago it was, 2021, he said, I want to be here, but I want us to be competing. He says, but I don't want to be competing with a team that just wants to finish 17th every year. And he's right what he said at the time.
Yep.
And because that was the ambition of the club, let's just finish 17th, just so, the fat man can still make a lot of money from the Premier League. Mason says John Sinclair's Red and White Army. Alan says, like the look of Ashley, yes, Bruce worst manager for me. Terrible football, no possession. Absolutely.
Yeah, 20-odd possession, that was it.
Paul Gallant, very good morning, Tony and Peter and all in chat.
Another one I'm going to point under Steve Bruce under his ownership. Too many bust-ups in training, particularly when Matt Ritchie called him a coward one time as well.
Yeah.
Even the players were trying to approach Charlie at the time. Says, just get rid of this man completely.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, because they were saying he was the mole in the camp, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yep,
yeah, good morning to you, Paul. Alan says, all the other supporters said we were terrible and worse to watch.
Were?
Absolutely. Yeah, we were terrible. Alan says, I wonder if Eddie has seen something in Paul Dummett. Probably keeping him just because he's homegrown, maybe. Who knows?
No.
Gary D says, I watch all Eddie Howe's press conferences, but never watch the Cabbage Head's press conference.
Yeah.
And RJ Magpie says, same here, Gary. I mean,
absolutely.
They weren't great to watch. I mean, we look at managers, right? And before we wrap up, but I mean, joking here, right?
Oh,
now, joking here. We all remember that 50-word swearing rant he had at the when he was FCs and Bs and everything in all the media. I mean, that was just absolutely embarrassing and absolutely disgraceful from a manager. I mean, he had to end up retiring because of his heart problems, didn't he?
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah.
but I didn't like him at all joking here.
Nah,
I thought it was an
90%
absolute
ready to
joke
go.
having him there as a manager.
It was, wasn't it? After Keegan going.
Yeah, JFK. Joe effing Kinnear.
Yep.
I mean, he's just absolutely dreadful, wasn't he?
Aye, definitely.
And then when Shearer came in, he didn't have a chance, did he, with managing that team to stay up because he had no experience, Shearer.
The damage was done already.
And I always remember that game against Portsmouth where we drew 0-0 at home. And I was at that game. And Michael Owen in that game should have scored. Had he scored that winner, yes, we possibly would have stayed up. And he missed an absolute sitter. But that was Michael Owen all over because he knew he was leaving at the end of the season. He couldn't be arsed.
Yep.
Alan says, morning, Tony and Pete. Bruce Boy gave the players 6 days off just so he could spend the time he had in the kebab shop, double cheesy chips with extra chili sauce.
Twat.
Did you watch Match of the Day, Pete? With the highlights, the Liverpool game in Man City?
No, I've not. I didn't get a chance.
Oh, when you see it just before the game starts to show you Klopp and he's sitting there with his teeth out.
Oh, God.
And I was like, there's Mr. Teeth, look. You can see them glittering already.
Yeah.
I wonder what he uses. I bet he doesn't use Colgate. I bet he probably uses something like, I don't know, he probably puts bleach on his toothbrush. And
oh, Jesus.
Let's make them whiter than white.
Oh, God.
But, yeah. So, so we're going to wrap up because Pete will be getting ready to go. So what time are you heading off to the town then, Pete?
I'll be getting the bus very, very shortly.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Before they get packed.
Yes. All the bars get packed and everything.
Yeah. Wait, which bar are you going into, the Strawberry?
Oh, I don't know yet. I'll have a think when I get there.
Yeah. Why not? Have a couple of pints. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
And, so do you want to let people know where they can find you, Pete?
Yeah, so my channel is PD Proudlock, so we'll be having the quick thoughts after the game. There will be the fan reactions, so get people's fans on what they thought of the game as well. And, yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
Klopp Strike uses his teeth for as a scone cutter.
Oh, wow. But yes.
I love it, Alan.
Alan, wow, brilliant. Yeah,
and Mason says he'll come up and say hello.
Yeah, well, I'm usually by the club shop Jackie Milburn statue and just before kickoffs as well. So, but yeah, PD Proudlock is my channel. Alan. So yeah, PD Proudlock, my channel. Feel free to check out and subscribe to my channel as well. So yeah, and you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. They're all PD Proudlock as well.
You haven't got as many as John Sinclair, have you?
Absolutely not.
Takes John about half an hour to go through his socials.
Yeah. Yep.
He must have every single social going. He's even a ticker and a talker, and I'm not a ticker and a talker. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter at TonyTony31. So follow me then. I'll follow you back. And I'm also by the same handle on Twitch as well. So I'm on that also. And also you're on my channel, so you know where my channel is. So I don't have to plug my channel. But if you like what you see, then please smash the like. It really does help the channel on the search results. So when you're on your way out the show and you haven't hit that like, just make sure you smash on the way out. Just takes 1 second to press that like and the thumbs up. Also, if you're brand new at the channel, then please hit the subscribe. Free to do so, helps the channel grow. And the bell notification, that will tell you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows as well. So currently on 457 subscribers, so 43 away from 500 and halfway to 1,000. So that's absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. And thank you for coming on, Pete. And
anytime at all, Tony.
Yeah, we're both going for 2-1 wins. But, if we went up there and smashed them 4-0, we would even take that. We would even be happier with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But just remember, guys, the future's bright. The future's black and white.
It is,
because the black and whites are going to smash that red lot today.
Yep.
I think we'll come out in a fast start as well, Pete. I think we'll start quick again like we normally do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
there you are.
But guys, take care and enjoy the game. I will be back at 3 p.m. today with the build-up live with Rowley. So join me and Rowley at 3 p.m. as we look ahead to the game, and we will bring you the team lineups of both sides. at around 3:30. So please join back for that if you're not going to the match. And also, if you don't want to listen to Sky's biased commentary, like Gary Neville talking all Man United rather than about Newcastle as well, then switch over to the Toon Review, because Billy Boy will be doing a watch along. So if you want to listen to Billy's commentary, just mute the TV that you're watching and listen to Billy whilst watching the match, and you'll get a better commentary than you will do off Sky.
Mm-hmm.
So tune in for that on the Toon Review this afternoon as well. That'll probably be around 4:00.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
thank you. So until then, guys, take care. How are the lads? And see you at 3:00. Bye-bye for now.
Yeah.